At 2 a.m., my stepbrother attacked me with a screwdriver. Pain shot through my shoulder while my parents just laughed, saying, "Stop being so dramatic." Can you imagine being trapped, bleeding, and broken, only to have your own family laugh and call you dramatic? That's what happened to me, Kenya Mac, in my childhood bedroom, but that night, their sick amusement ignited a fire inside me that would burn their entire fabricated world to ash. It was 2 a.m., the suffocating Texas summer air hanging heavy, but I wasn't on some distant battlefield. No, the real attack came right in my own home. My stepbrother Dylan kicked open my bedroom door, his face twisted with alcohol and pure hatred. In his hand, a Phillips head screwdriver glinted menacingly. He lunged, and the thrust, thankfully, missed my face, but it found my shoulder. A sickening crack echoed through the room as it went right through my right clavicle, pinning me to the wall. The pain was blinding, ripping a raw scream from my throat. But the worst part? That was still to come. Footsteps pounded down the hall, and my father Thomas and stepmother Evelyn appeared in the shattered doorway. Hope, stupid and desperate, flared in my chest. They had to help me, right? My eyes wide with terror and agony pleaded with them. It was a silent prayer. "Dad, Mom, please, I'm hurt. Help me." But the eyes that looked back at me weren't those of loving parents. They were the cold, detached gaze of spectators watching an inconvenience. My father's face was a mask of weary resignation, like I just spilled milk. He sighed, a long put-upon sound, and then Evelyn's voice, sickly sweet and laced with pure malice, cut through the pain. "Oh, now Kenya, honey, don't be so dramatic." Dramatic. The world began to tilt. Through the fog of searing pain, I heard my father piling on, completely devoid of concern, as if confirming a shared joke with Evelyn. "Her brother's drunk," he said, not to me but to her. She always did love the attention. And then they laughed. Not a loud, boisterous laugh, but a low, shared chuckle. A sound of amusement that was 1,000 times more brutal than the screwdriver tearing through my shoulder. My own father didn't just abandon me. He signed, sealed, and delivered the death sentence of our relationship with a laugh. Something inside me snapped, cleaner and more final than my collarbone. My left hand, the one not pinned to the wall, trembled uncontrollably, but it moved with a will of its own. Fighting through waves of shock and nausea, it found my cell phone in my pajama pocket. My thumb slid across the screen, clumsy and slick with sweat. 3 letters. Oh, says. It wasn't just a call for help, it was a vow. In that moment, as their laughter echoed, the scared, hopeful girl named Kenya died, pinned to the wall of her childhood bedroom. And from the ashes of that betrayal, Private Mac, a soldier, was born. I hit send, not with the hope of rescue, but with the cold, hard certainty of a sniper pulling a trigger. They would pay for this. The last thing I saw before the world faded to black wasn't Dylan's snarling face, or the glint of the screwdriver. It was the smug, satisfied smile on Evelyn's face. The game had changed, and I had just fired the first shot. I drifted back to consciousness, slowly pulled from a deep, dark well by a rhythmic beeping. My eyes fluttered open, assaulted by the harsh glare of fluorescent lights. Sterile white walls, the faint smell of antiseptic, a thin, scratchy blanket. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.